Hi friends, it's Scalene here, and I have a sensorial lesson for you. Do you remember the geometry cabinet? All those drawers filled with wonderful shapes of different sizes? Well, I want to show you how you can cut a single piece of paper into at least 9 different shapes from the geometry cabinet. For this lesson, you'll need a piece of paper, a pair of scissors, maybe a pencil, and a few other things that I'll tell you about along the way. Let's begin. I'm going to use my pencil, holding it carefully, to draw a line across my paper. See that? Now I'm going to cut that line. Got it. I have a rectangle, and the rest of my paper is also a rectangle, but this part of my paper, it's almost a square. A square is a rectangle that is even on both sides. This side is a little shorter, and this side is exactly the same length. Not quite a rectangle, not quite a square, but definitely a rectangle. I'm going to use this piece here. This long rectangle can be cut into a square. Let me show you how. I did it. 2 right-angled isosceles triangles make a square. Got another rectangle. What if I cut a triangle off of each end? A right-angled scalene triangle. And another. Do you remember the name of this shape? It's got 2 lines that go in, 2 sides that go in, a flat top, a flat bottom that are parallel. This is a trapezoid. The one in our classroom looks a bit more like this. Look, I cut the top off the trapezoid and now I have 2 trapezoids. From that long rectangle, we made a square, 2 triangles, and 2 trapezoids. Let's see what we can make with the rest of our paper. Remember, it was almost a square. I think I'd like to cut another long rectangle. There, and I have another rectangle left. With this rectangle, I want to make a parallelogram. I'm going to cut a triangle from both ends to make a parallelogram. Here we go. I did it. There we go. Hey, look. Oh, they almost make a perfect square. Pretty close. I made 2 more triangles, and now I have a parallelogram. A parallelogram has parallel top and bottom and parallel side to side, going on an angle. This parallelogram looks like it might even be a rhombus. Sometimes we turn a rhombus on its side and call it a diamond. A rhombus has even sides all the way around and is a type of parallelogram. I've got a rectangle, I've got a rhombus, I've got a square, and 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles and 2 trapezoids, a small trapezoid and a large trapezoid. I wonder how I can make a circle. It's really easy to cut triangles and really easy to cut trapezoids and even to cut rhombi. But how can I make a circle? I'm going to use this jar to help me cut a circle. It's really hard to draw a perfect circle, so I'm going to trace it instead. I'll put it in the corner of my paper so that I don't waste any paper, and I'll trace it for you. Oh, pretty good. I do have a little bump here. I'm going to try my best to cut it as smoothly as possible. There. That looks pretty good. Now I've got a circle. Thanks, jar. I wonder if I have a jar or something to trace that would be the shape of an ellipse. Look what I found. Some maple syrup. The bottom of the maple syrup container is an ellipse. I'm going to trace this shape and use it to cut out my own ellipse. Scoot it to the corner, and I'll trace all the way around it. Got it. Now I can cut that out. I found something I can use to trace an oval. It's an egg. In the round, this is called an ovoid shape. You'll remember that from our geometric solids. But a flat image of this shape is called an oval. It's a little tricky to trace this one. Whoop, my paper wants to turn. Hey, pretty good job. I want to be really careful not to crack that egg until I'm ready to eat it. I'll cut this one out. An oval has one smaller end and one larger end. Here we go. I have an oval, a circle, an ellipse. I still have a little bit of paper left here. I'm going to cut this strip off. I made a thin rectangle. Or a long rectangle. You can decide how to talk about it. Now that I have all my shapes, I'm ready to start making designs. I can make a design any way I like by putting the shapes together. looks pretty cool. I wonder what you'll make. Have fun!